Welcome back, in part 6 of McDonald's. McDonald's has for decades maintained an extensive advertising campaign.
In addition to the usual media, television, radio, and newspaper, the company makes significant use of billboards and signage, and also sponsors sporting events, ranging from Little League to the FIFA World Cup and Olympic Games.
Television has played a central role in the company's advertising strategy.
To date, McDonald's has used 23 different slogans in United States advertising, as well as a few other slogans for select countries and regions.
McDonald's maintains an extensive advertising campaign.
In addition to the usual media such as television, radio, and newspaper ads, the company makes significant use of billboards and signage, and sponsors sporting events, ranging from Little League to the FIFA World Cup and Olympic Games.
The company also makes coolers of orange drink with their logo available for local events of all kinds.
However, television ads remain the primary form of advertisement.
McDonald's has used 23 different slogans to advertise in the United States, as well as a few other slogans for select countries and regions.
At times, it has run into trouble with its campaigns.
There have been many McDonald's advertising campaigns and slogans over the years.
Is one.
There have been many McDonald's advertising campaigns and slogans over the years.
The company is one of the most prevalent fast food advertisers, especially in the United States, where it spends the most advertising money of any fast food restaurant, and as of 2012 the fourth most of any advertiser in the country.
McDonald's Canada's corporate website states that the commercial campaigns have always focused on the overall McDonald's experience rather than just product.
The purpose of the image has always been portraying warmth and a real slice of everyday life.
Its TV ads, showing various people engaging in popular activities, usually reflect the season and time period.
Finally, rarely in their advertising history have they used negative or comparison ads pertaining to any of their competitors. The ads have always focused on McDonald's alone. One exception being a 2008 billboard advertising the new McCafe Espresso.
The billboard read, $4 is dumb, a shot at competitor Starbucks. In 1996, the British adult comic magazine Viz accused McDonald's of plagiarizing the name and format of its long-standing Top Tips feature, in which readers offer sarcastic tips.
McDonald's had created an advertising campaign of the same name, which suggested the top tips, and then the alternative, save money by going to McDonald's.
Some of the similarities were almost word for word.
Save a fortune on laundry bills. Give your dirty shirts to Oxfam. They will wash and iron them, and then you can buy them back for 50p. Viz Top Tip, published May 1989. Save a fortune on laundry bills. Give your dirty shirts to a second-hand shop. They will wash and iron them, and then you can buy them back for 50p. McDonald's advert, 1996.
The case was settled out of court for an undisclosed sum, which was donated to the BBC's charity Comic Relief.
However, many Viz readers believed that the comic had given permission for their use, leading to top tips submissions such as Jordy magazine editors. Continue paying your mortgage and buying expensive train sets. by simply licensing the top tips concept to a multinational burger corporation.
In 2003, a ruling by the UK Advertising Standards Authority determined that the corporation had acted in breach of the codes of practice in describing how its French fries were prepared.
A McDonald's print ad stated that, after selecting certain potatoes, we peel them, slice them, fry them, and that's it.
It showed a picture of a potato in a McDonald's fries box.
In fact, the product was sliced, refried, sometimes had extras added, was then frozen, shipped, and refried and then had salt added.
In 2013, McDonald's encountered controversy around negative racial stereotypes when the fast food restaurant tested one of its ads in Germany for the resident Mexican population.
The title of the commercial was Los Huechos, a made-up word for the Spanish translation of the word week in German.
This word is offensive because it is not a common expression for the people, but rather a bad attempt to make a German word sound Spanish.
The commercial went on to say, when you turn ketchup into salsa picante, your buddy into a muchacho and your burger into chili con carne, that means the Huechos are here. Ale.
The problem was that not all of these terms are of Mexican origin. Rather, ale is a typical expression of southern Spain, while chili con carne is a Texan dish.
The commercial also featured mariachi players, a luchador wrestler, men wearing sombreros, women with red flowers in their hair, and many Mexican flags in the background.
In 2015, McDonald's met further controversy around Mexican stereotypes when it attempted to promote its burrito in Mexico.
The advertisement was a picture of a burrito with the words, "Tamales are a thing of the past. Burrito Mexicana also comes wrapped."
The ad was revealed just a day after La Dia de la Candelaria, a holiday many celebrate with eating tamales, a traditional Mexican dish eaten during most holidays.
The Tex-Mex burrito was perceived by many as an insult to one of Mexico's most traditional and popular meals.
On December 29, 2016, McDonald's Malaysian issued a statement that said only certified held cakes are allowed inside its restaurants nationwide. In 2019, McDonald's pulled out of an advertisement deal with an American comedy podcast, Your Mom's House Podcast.
The reason cited for ending the deal was due to a portion of the podcast being dedicated to clips honoring cool guys.
The primary clip that provoked McDonald's, now known as the Uncle Terry clip, showing a nude man reviewing and using various sex toys to completion.
Following the initial controversy, McDonald's garnered outrage from various LGBTQIA+ groups for not being inclusive enough to sexually explorative demographics.
This outrage resulted in McDonald's returning the advertisement deal to Your Mom's House Podcast after only a few weeks. Also in 2019, McDonald's Portugal promoted a sundae for Halloween with advertising that dubbed it Sunday Bloody Sunday.
This generated controversy on social networks in the British Irish territories due to the name's connotation with the Bloody Sunday massacre in 1972.
McDonald's issued an apology for any offense or distress and withdrew its promotions.
Bloody Sunday is a name that commemorates the day in 1972 on which 26 unarmed protesters in Derry, Northern Ireland, were shot by British soldiers during the Troubles, a domestic conflict in Northern Ireland during the late 20th century.
This resulted in 14 deaths.
McDonald's said it was intended as a local promotion of Halloween and not intended to insult anyone.
In the 1970s, McDonald's began to diversify their target audience towards the back end of the civil rights movement at the time.
To modern audiences, the advertising style in this given campaign appears stereotypical and is a clear example of tokenism.
However, at the time it was seen as a huge step forward in terms of overcoming racial issues. In order to appeal to African American people, McDonald's exclusively used images of African American people enjoying a McDonald's meal in their ads.
They also adopted linguistic features which were typical in that particular culture, such as eavesdropping, for example, mackinac, or dinnertimon.
Additionally, McDonald's also introduced the Get Down campaign, which was a popular dance move in the African American culture at the time. As McDonald's was mainly a white-dominated agency at the time, it seemed that even though they were attempting to make good with these ad campaigns, they only really achieved appearing racially naive, and also heavily relied on fraught stereotypes rather than actual information.
Charlton McGill in 2015, another notion, coined by Tom Burrell, 2003 column 240, was positive realism, which depicted African Americans using consumer products in a manner that was authentic and relevant.
This term is thought to have influenced and encouraged the depiction of African Americans in advertising. I'm loving it as a branding campaign by McDonald's Corporation.
It was created by Hay and Partner, McDonald's agency, based in Unterhaching, Germany, near Munich, and a member of the DDD Worldwide Communications Group, Incorporated.
It was the company's first global advertising campaign and was unveiled in Chicago, Illinois on June 12, 2003, and launched in Munich, Germany on September 2, 2003, under the German title Ich liebe es.
This is only used in Germany, in Austria, Switzerland, and Liechtenstein. The English slogan is used.
The English part of the campaign was launched in the UK on September 17, 2003, and in Australia and the United States on September 21, 2003. With the music of Tom Patnoy and Franco Tortora, Mona Davis music, and vocals by Justin Timberlake, in which the slogan appears.
The motion logo at the time, featuring the M zooming out to a 5-note jingle, based on the songs, the Dabba Dabba lyric, and Shining in the I'm Loving It. In different languages, usually in English, zooming to the M, leaving a trail, was produced by using Adobe After Effects and Adobe InDesign.
Also, by September 3, 2003, McDonald's selected more than 30 people to appear in new packaging for McDonald's products, starting with a photoshoot, taking place from September 3, 2003, until November 2003.
They unveiled new I'm Loving It theme packaging on December 8, 2003, and rolled it out worldwide throughout 2004, with a final delivery date being November 20, 2004.
In January 2007, after a public casting call, which received 15,000 submissions, McDonald's selected 24 people to appear as part of the campaign.
Images of those chosen, taken from September to December 2006, who had submitted a story and digital photograph which captured themes of inspiration, passion, and fun, appeared on McDonald's paper bags and cups worldwide.
In early 2008, McDonald's underwent the first phase of their new image and slogan, What We're Made of.
This was to promote how McDonald's products are made.
Packaging was tweaked a little to feature this new slogan.
In November 2008, McDonald's introduced new packaging, eliminating the previous design stated above, except for the Philippines and a few countries where the previous design is used in tandem with newer packaging, and in Fiji, where the previous design is still current with new inspirational messages. The "I'm loving it" slogan appearing only once on most packages.
McDonald's also updated their menu boards with darker yet warmer colors, more realistic photos of the products featured on plates and the drinks and glasses.
From 2009 to 2010, McDonald's introduced new packaging worldwide.
However, as of 2017, McDonald's continues to have the "I'm loving it" slogan appear on most all of its product packaging and has made no major announcement that the company will use any other slogan exclusively in place of this one anytime in the near future.
The 5-note jingle from 2003 continues to be used in most McDonald's advertising to this day in the form of a whistled version.
Cross promotions are Australian Football League, Channel 7 and Fox Footy.
Auto racing.
Starting in 2010, McDonald's sponsored NASCAR driver Jamie McMurray's Chip Ganassi Racing No. 1 Chevrolet as a part-time/secondary sponsor, and later becoming the primary sponsor for the No. 1 car in 2015.
Over time, McDonald's has sponsored numerous NASCAR cars, including Bill Elliott, Jimmy Spencer, Andy Houston, Casey Kahn, Matt Kenseth, and Bubba Wallace.
In addition to McMurray in 2018, the company sponsored his teammate Kyle Larson's number 42 team in select races and moved fully over to Larson in 2019 following McMurray's retirement.
McDonald's is a founding partner of 23XI Racing.
The company has also sponsored the number 2 car of Graham Rahal in the IndyCar Series and the number 77 Ford Velar of Doran Enterprises in the Rolex Sports Car Series.
Sponsored NASCAR drivers are Elliott Sadler, Bobby Hamilton Jr., Casey Kahn, Bill Elliott, Huck Strickland, Jimmy Spencer, Andy Houston, Jamie McMurray, Kyle Larson, Matt Kenseth, Ross Chastain, and Bubba Wallace.
FIFA World Cup. McDonald's has been an official sponsor of the World Cup since the 1994 FIFA World Cup.
National Football League.
In late 2012, McDonald's signed a multi-year deal to become the official restaurant sponsor of the NFL.
It was the presenting sponsor of the 2013 Pro Bowl and was able to use the NFL shield and logos of all 32 teams in its campaigns.
National Rugby League, Channel 9 and Fox League.
NBA fast food partner.
Olympics, official fast food restaurant. Sponsored the Olympics from 1976 to 2016.
McDonald's sponsored Sesame Street on PBS Kids during season 30. McDonald's sponsored Sesame Street on PBS Kids during seasons 34 to 40.
And Luderlotto. In October 2021, McDonald's announced a partnership with Luderlotto, a prize draw app that encourages people to dispose of their litter responsibly in exchange for cash prizes.
As part of the launch of this campaign, they ran an influencer marketing campaign with Pete Wicks and Vicky Pattison.
Celebrity spokespeople are BTS 2021, J Balvin 2020, Mariah Carey 2021, Travis Scott 2020, Venus Williams, Manny Pacquiao, Alden Richards, May Mendoza, OG Alcazar, and Michael V. Ronald McDonald is a clown character used as the primary mascot of the McDonald's fast food restaurant chain.
He inhabits the fictional world of McDonald Land with his friends Mayor McCheese, the Hamburglar, Grimace, Bertie the Early Bird, and the Fry Kids.
Many people work full-time making appearances as Ronald, visiting children in hospitals and attending regular events.
At its height, there may have been as many as 300 full-time clowns at McDonald's restaurants.
There are also Ronald McDonald houses where parents can stay overnight with their sick children in nearby chronic care facilities. Ronald McDonald, the Hamburger Happy Clown, debuted in 1963 on 3 separate local television spots.
The advertisements were created by the advertising agency of Oscar Goldstein, who doubled as a McDonald's franchisee in the Washington, D.C. area and featured Willard Scott as Ronald.
Scott had played Bozo the Clown on WRC-TV in Washington from 1959 to 1962 and was an employee of Goldstein at the time. Scott, who went on to become NBC TV's Today Show weatherman, recounted the creation of the character in his book Joy of Living.
At the time, Bozo was the hottest children's show on the air. You could probably have sent Pluto the dog or Dumbo the elephant over and it would have been equally as successful. But I was there, and I was Bozo. There was something about the combination of hamburgers and Bozo that was irresistible to kids. That's why when Bozo went off the air a few years later, the local McDonald's people asked me to come up with a new character to take Bozo's place. So I sat down and created Ronald McDonald.
McDonald's does not specify a creator of the character in its official statement of the character's history.
The smile known around the world, Ronald McDonald, is second only to Santa Claus in terms of recognition. According to one survey, 96% of all school children in the United States of America recognize Ronald, StunningStuff.com. In his first television appearance in 1963, the clown was portrayed by Willard Scott.
On March 28, 2000, Henry Gonzalez, McDonald's Northeast Division president, thanked Scott for creating Ronald McDonald during a taped tribute to Scott on the Today Show. The character first appeared in national TV advertising in 1965 during the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade and followed with spots during the 1965 NFL Championship game. Circus performer Coco the Clown, real name Michael Polikoffs, was hired in 1966 to revamp Ronald's image, creating the now familiar costume and makeup. In 2010, the Corporate Accountability International in Boston, Massachusetts, suggested Ronald McDonald should retire due to childhood obesity.
However, McDonald's CEO Jim Skinner said there are no plans to retire in.
In April 2011, McDonald's announced that Ronald McDonald will reappear in their commercials, but its metrics stated Ronald McDonald ads are no longer effective.
On May 18, 2011, Corporate Accountability International renewed their call to retire Ronald McDonald by running ads in major newspapers and launching several web pages dedicated to the retirement of the character.
However, McDonald's CEO Jim Skinner defended Ronald McDonald by saying that he is an ambassador for good and it's all about choice.
Shortly after, McDonald's announced that Ronald McDonald was here to stay.
In April 2014, McDonald's announced that Ronald McDonald would have a whole new look and new outfits.
They also announced that he would be featured in their new commercials as well as on social media websites like Twitter.
As part of Ronald's makeover, his jumpsuit has been dropped in favor of yellow cargo pants, a vest and a red and white striped rugby shirt. His classic clown shoes remain part of the official uniform. Here's the same video clip as we did in part 1, so here's the video clip from the television commercial debut of Ronald McDonald, 1963.
Introducing the world's newest, silliest, and hamburger-eatingest clown, Ronald McDonald. Now, where is that clown? Oh, Ronald! 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 Hey, Ronald!
Here I am, kids. Hey, isn't watching TV fun? Especially when you got delicious McDonald's hamburgers.
Ronald, you can't be on TV and watch it at the same time. Now, come on and meet the boys and girls.
Oh, we've already met. I know we're going to be friends, too, because I like to do everything boys and girls like to do. Especially when it comes to eating those delicious McDonald's hamburgers. A magic tray here keeps me well supplied. McDonald's hamburgers, French fries, and milkshakes. Watch for me on TV. We'll have lots of fun.
He's Ronald McDonald, the hamburger happy clown. A McDonald's drive-in restaurant is his favorite place in town.
At any given time, there are dozens to hundreds of actors retained by McDonald's to appear as Ronald McDonald in restaurants and events.
Whoa! It is assumed, however, that the company uses only one actor at a time to play the character in national television commercials.
Following is a list of primary American Ronald McDonald actors. Willard Scott, Washington, D.C. 1963 to 1965.
Viv Bergeron, Southern California, 1966 to 1968.
George Lourdes, Southern California, 1968 to 1970.
Michael Polikoffs, 1965 to 1968.
Ray Rayner, 1968 to 1969.
Viv Weeks, 1968 to 1970, local.
Bob Brandon, 1970 to 1975, local.
Jim Moody, 1969 to 1985.
Squire Friddle, 1985 to 1991.
Jack Noka, 1991 to 1999.
David Hussey, 2000 to 2014.
And Brad Lemon, 2014 to present.
Various forms of the name Ronald McDonald, as well as costume, clown-faced persona, etc. are registered trademarks of McDonald's.
Whoa! McDonald's trains performers to portray Ronald using identical mannerisms and costume to contribute to the illusion that they are one character.
McDonald's marketing designers and stylists changed elements of the Ronald McDonald character, persona, style, costume, and clown face when they adopted the clown as a trademark. An actor named Joe Maggard claimed to have performed as Ronald McDonald from 1995 to 2007, though these dates overlap with the portrayals by Jack Doak and David Hussey.
In a 2003 article by the Baltimore Sun, a spokesperson for McDonald's said that Mr. Maggard was simply a stand-in for Ronald for one commercial shoot in the mid-1990s, and stated that he is definitely not Ronald McDonald.
In Thailand, Ronald McDonald greets people in the traditional Thai way greeting gesture of both hands pressed together.
The Thai version of the company mascot was created in 2002 by the local Thai franchise McThai as part of a McThai in the Thai Spirit campaign.
The figure has also been exported to India and other countries where a similar gesture is used.
In China, out of respect for Ronald McDonald as an adult, Children refer to him as Uncle McDonald, made in Gleoshushu.
In Japan, Ronald McDonald is called Donald McDonald, Donarudo Meki Donarudo, due to a lack of a clear R sound in Japanese enunciation. Charlton Comics obtained a license to publish 4 issues of a Ronald comic sold on newsstands in 1970 to 1971.
Over the years, several giveaway comics have also been produced starring the character.
Ronald with Grimace appeared in the 1984 Little Golden Book Ronald McDonald and the Tale of the Talking Plant, which was written by John Albano and illustrated by John Costanza. In 1991, Ronald appears in the Discover the Rainforest Activity Hook series consisting of Painted Wild, Paint and See Activity Hook, Sticker Safari, Sticker and Activity Hook, Wonders in the Wild, Activity Hook, and Ronald McDonald and the Jewel of the Amazon Kingdom, Story Hook, which are written by Mike Roberts and Russell Mittermeier, Gad Miram, and Randall Stone, and illustrated by Donna Reynolds and Tim Racer, in which he is seen here as a nature show host and tour guide. In 1987, Ronald McDonald, with Birdie, Hamburglar, Grimace and the Professor, appeared in an 8-minute animated short film titled Ronald McDonald and the Adventure Machine, which was only shown during birthday parties at McDonald's restaurants. In 1990, a 40-minute animated direct-to-video film titled The Adventures of Ronald McDonald with Treasure Island and produced by Dick Entertainment was released on VHS by High Tops Video. From 1998 until 2003, a series of direct-to-video animated episodes titled The Wacky Adventures of Ronald McDonald and produced by Class Geek Supo were released in participating McDonald's worldwide on VHS. Ronald McDonald is the protagonist of 3 video games, Donald Land, developed by Data East for the Famicom console, released only in Japan in 1988. McDonald's Treasure Land Adventure, developed by Treasure for the Mega Drive console and released in 1993, and Ronald McDonald in Magical World, developed by Sims for the Game Gear handheld, released only in Japan in 1994.
Interestingly, when the cartridge is inserted into a Western Game Gear, the game will automatically play in English and Ronald's original English name is also retained.
He is also featured in 2 more video games, MC Kids, for NES, Game Boy, C64, Amiga, Atari ST, and MS-DOS, and Global Gladiators for Genesis, Master System, Game Gear and Amiga. Ronald McDonald appears, for a few seconds, in the 1988 film Mac and Me during a birthday scene set at a McDonald's.
He is played by Squire Friddle, but is credited as Ronald McDonald as himself.
He won a Golden Raspberry Award for Worst New Star for his appearance in the film.
The character also prominently appears in the theatrical trailer for the film.
Ronald McDonald's prominence has made him a symbol for McDonald's as well as corporate America, capitalism and globalization.
His costume and iconography are often appropriated by protesters and artists wishing to subvert the icon and communicate an anti-corporate message.
For example, in 2000, protesters in Hong Kong dressed as Ronald McDonald to protest the labor policies of McDonald's in China. In 2010, the Oscar-winning animated short Logorama prominently featured a depiction of Ronald McDonald as a criminal on the run from the police. Critics claim that a clown mascot targeting children for fast food is unethical.
A group of 550 physicians and other health professionals took out newspaper ads in 2011 saying that Ronald McDonald should be retired.
Ronald McDonald made fewer appearances since 2016 due to the 2016 clown sightings.
However, as of 2017, he was still appearing at live events and on social media.
McDonald Land is a McDonald's media franchise in the fictional fantasy world inhabited by Ronald McDonald and his friends.
Starting with the creation of Ronald McDonald in 1963, it is primarily developed and published by McDonald's.
Initial attempts to expand the McDonaldland universe by marketing agency Needham, Harper & Steers were seemingly retconned due to legal issues. But ongoing aspects were expanded in McDonald's projects in collaboration with Data East, Virgin Interactive, Treasure, Sega, and Plastic Supo. The series centers on an adventuring magical clown named Ronald McDonald, who has red hair, has white and red face paint, and wears a yellow jumpsuit over a red and white, striped long-sleeve shirt with yellow gloves.
His most regularly occurring friends are Grimace, the Hamburglar, Bernie the Early Bird, the Fry Kids, the McNugget Buddies, and the Happy Meal Gang.
The fictional world has a variety of inspirations, from general high fantasy and low fantasy, to corporate culture and corporate personality, to more specific influences including Christian media and the artwork of Koichi Kimura from McDonald's Treasureland Adventure. In addition to being used in advertising, the characters were used as the basis for themed equipment in the playplaces attached to some McDonald's outlets, small recreational activity rooms intended for young children.
While the McDonaldland portion has received somewhat less attention since 2003, several of the characters including Ronald McDonald, Grimace, Bernie the Early Bird, and the Hamburglar are still seen in commercials, Happy Meal toys, and materials supporting the Ronald McDonald House charities.
The Fry Kids and McNugget Buddies received entire dedicated McDonaldland themed lineups of Funko Pop figures in 2019 and onward. Other characters that appeared in the lineup include Ronald, Grimace, the Hamburglar, Bernie the Early Bird, Mayor McCheese, and Officer Big Mac. McDonaldland takes place predominantly in its own high fantasy world. However, parts of the McDonaldland world have low fantasy interactions with the real world.
In earlier commercials, McDonaldland had sentient trees that grew apple pies, a hamburger patch, a french fry patch, a shake volcano, Filet-O-Fish Lake, and the one-shot Sunday Mountain.
In the wacky adventures of Ronald McDonald, the denizens of McDonaldland were shown to be able to travel between worlds using playplace slides.
Ronald is an adventurer with magical powers that acts as an ambassador for good and freedom, such as traveling to the rainforest to bring attention to endangered species and deforestation, or delivering a safety PSA on the importance of seatbelts.
Redemption arcs are incorporated within McDonaldland media.
Grimace, a purple monster, was originally an antagonist that stole beverages and shakes from customers, but has since become a good guy.
The Hamburglar, also originally a villain, was a thief that targeted hamburgers and sandwiches, but he is now more of a lovable rogue character.
McDonaldland has many similarities with the real world. For example, Uncle O'Grimacy, a character originally created for the Christian holiday St. Patrick's Day to promote the Shamrock Shake.
TaBNWNE-like vehicles were shown in some ads, which included flying saucer-like hamburgers. The most often occurring regions, as seen in numerous McDonaldland commercials and video games, are forest, town, sea, and outer space.
Their exact geographic layout is unknown, but within these regions are several locales including Grimace Island, a western-themed area, several portals to real-world McDonald's restaurants, the moon, and Ronald's home.
The namesake for McDonaldland is the McDonald's restaurants, founded by Richard and Maurice McDonald, popularized by Ray Kroc.
Ronald McDonald was originally portrayed by Willard Scott, a former Bozo the Clown actor.
In 1963, he and Washington, D.C. Frenchie Oscar Goldstein created the initial aspects of the character.
The initial idea to expand the McDonaldland universe was outsourced to Needham, Harper and Steers in 1970 to 71 at the request of McDonald's for its restaurants.
The first commercial aired in January 1971.
The early commercials were built on an upbeat, bubblegum-style tune and feature a narrator. Many have plots that involve various villains, like the Hamburglar, Evil Grimace, and Captain Crook trying to steal a corresponding food item but are constantly foiled by Ronald.
In 1973, Sid and Marty Krofft sued McDonald's by claiming that the entire McDonaldland premise plagiarized their television show.
In Sid and Marty Krofft Television Productions Incorporated v. McDonald's Core, the Krofts also claimed that the character, Mayor McCheese, was an infringement on their copyrighted character, H.R. Puffstuff. The mayor himself, Puffstuff's voice actor, Lenny Weinrib, was even involved with the McDonaldland ads as the voice of Grimace.
At trial, a jury found in favor of the Krofts and McDonald's was ordered to pay $50,000.
The case was appealed by both parties to the United States Court of Appeals for the Ninth Circuit.
The appeals court in a 1977 decision reassessed damages in favor of the Krofts to more than $1 million.
As a result, McDonald's was ordered to stop producing some of the characters, or they must be modified to become legally distinct, and to stop airing commercials featuring those characters until then.
In 1976, Remco created a line of 6-inch, 15 centimeters action figures to celebrate the characters. In the 1980s and 1990s, the McDonaldland commercials remained a popular marketing device.
The characters that remained following the lawsuit were Ronald McDonald, Grimace, Hamburglar, and the French Fry Goblins, renamed the Fry Guys and later the Fry Kids, with the addition of the Fry Girls. While Mayor McCheese, Officer Big Mac, Captain Crook, and the Professor were used until 1985.
However, they did return for a Sears advertisement in 1987.
Bertie the Early Bird would join the lineup soon after, representing the restaurant's new breakfast line in the early 1980s.
Some of the characters' physical appearances were revised in later commercials, notably Hamburglar, Grimace, and Bertie.
From then on, the characters lived in reality and interacted with real-life people, but commercials still took place in McDonaldland.
Soon after, the Happy Meal Gang and the McNugget Buddies were prominent features in the commercials, representing the restaurant's Happy Meals and Chicken McNuggets respectively, being the menu items that mainly appealed to kids, along with Ronald. Merchandise featuring the McDonaldland characters included a kid-friendly magazine titled McDonaldland Fun Times, which published 6 issues a year.
A direct-to-video animated film titled The Adventures of Ronald McDonald, McDonaldland Treasure Island, was released in 1989, featuring much of the McDonaldland characters from the 1980s.
Video games featuring the characters were also released, such as MC Kids and McDonald's Treasureland Adventure. From 1998 until 2003, Rugrats creators Plastic Supo and McDonald's released an animated direct-to-video series exclusively on VHS, titled The Wacky Adventures of Ronald McDonald.
The series depicted Ronald, Grimace, Bertie, the Hamburglar, and a few new characters, like Ronald's pessimistic dog Sunday.
These videos would begin in live action in what resembled a futuristic McDonaldland.
Whenever the characters would enter down a tube or other means of travel, they would become animated.
In all 6 episodes, Ronald goes on adventures with his friends and they learn new things along the way. In the early 2000s, McDonald's experimented with the possibility of animating the characters to improve ratings.
Various spots featuring the Hamburglar and other characters alongside celebrities were planned but were cancelled.
A conflict emerged between agencies regarding whether to continue using the characters or to follow through the desire of that agency Leo Burnett by elevating the I'm Loving It campaign.
The McDonald's land premise was largely dropped out of campaigns and Happy Meal toys.
Despite this, the characters continued to appear in advertising and McDonald's playplaces, decorative seats for children's birthday parties and gifts, though only Ronald McDonald, Birdie, Grimace, the Hamburglar and the Fry Kids appear in them.
They also appeared on some soft drink cups until 2008 and still appear as cookies in pouches titled McDonald's Land Cookies.
McDonald's CEO Jim Skinner defended Ronald McDonald and said that he is here to stay.
Today, the characters still appear on the windows of some McDonald's restaurants.
Modern commercials nowadays depict Ronald McDonald alone in real-world situations with children, whether he visits a local McDonald's restaurant or to visit sick children at a Ronald McDonald house.
The other characters still appear. The Happy Meal box character from the original 1979 Happy Meal gang was redesigned to be a main character for Happy Meals during the 2010s. During the mid-2010s, McDonald's made a parody hipster version of the Hamburglar, portrayed by Max Greenfield. Grimace had a non-speaking appearance in an advertisement for Monsters vs. Aliens Happy Meal toys, and also made a cameo in the 2022 McDonald's Super Bowl 56 commercial with Kanye West, where Grimace is animated and voiced by Ryan Reynolds.
Food co-designed several ongoing pop vinyl figures starting in 2019, representing numerous McDonald's land characters including a line dedicated to the McNugget Buddies, as well as some characters thought to be red and light, Mayor McCheese and Officer Big Mac. Ronald McDonald, the primary cultural icon and official mascot of McDonald's.
He is a clown with red hair and a big red smile who wears a yellow jumpsuit and red shoes.
The Hamburglar, performed by Frank Delfino, from 1971 to 1992. Jerry Marin in some commercials. Tommy Vicini, from 1992 to 2003, voiced by Larry Storch, from 1971 to 1986. Charlie Adler in The Hamburglar Touch, commercial and in The Wacky Adventures of Ronald McDonald. Howard Morris, from 1986 to 2003, and Carl W. Wolf, in some commercials during the 1990s. A pint-sized burglar who was introduced in 1971 as one of the first antagonists of the commercials, where he often attempts to steal hamburgers and cheeseburgers from Ronald.
He was often referred to in his first commercial appearances as the crafty old Hamburglar, and at least one ad promoting McDonald's breakfast menu as the lone jogger, wearing a white t-shirt displaying that name on the front.
Originally, the Hamburglar spoke in the English language, which had to be translated by Captain Crook.
He was reintroduced in 1985 as one of the main protagonists, with a radically friendlier appearance, where he spoke in normal sentences, but retained his attention for trying to steal burgers.
In 2015, McDonald's brought back the Hamburglar as part of the promotion of a new sirloin burger.
Grimace, performed by Patty Saunders, from 1971 to 1983, Maureen Bernstein in some 80s commercials, Terry Castillo Foss, from 1983 to 2000. voiced by Lenny Weinberg from 1971 to 1986, Frank Welker and sometimes Larry Moran from 1986 to 2003. Kevin Michael Richardson in The Wacky Adventures of Ronald McDonald, a large turtle monster who was first introduced in November 1971 as the Evil Grimace.
In Grimace's first appearances, he was one of the original main antagonists and was depicted with 2 pairs of arms, which were used to steal milkshakes and cokes.
Evil was soon dropped from Grimace's name and he was reintroduced in 1972 as a protagonist, where he only has 1 set of arms.
He was then a rather clumsy, but still amiable monster from then on.
His exact nature has been disputed. In a 2010 interview, a McDonald's spokesperson said that Grimace was a taste bud.
A 2014 tweet from the McDonald's Twitter account stated, Grimace Lore says he is the embodiment of a milkshake or a taste bud.
In 2021, Brian Bates, a franchisee in Canada, stated in an interview widely reported on in the press that Grimace is an anthropomorphic taste bud.
Writing in the Takeout, William Stone disputed this, pointing out other material that established that Grimace was part of a species of grimaces, including his uncle Grimacy who promoted the Shamrock Shake.
To celebrate the 51-year anniversary of the character's inception, in 2023, McDonald's ran a promotion to celebrate Grimace's birthday, with a release of the Grimace Shake, which became an internet meme on social media platforms.
Heather Swedloff Slate stated that prior to the meme, the character was a nobody, and that the promotion for the Grimace-themed milkshake was done for novelty and was perfect meme fodder.
Fry Kids, various voices in the commercials, Chef Salsi, Paul Greenberg and Nika Futterman in The Wacky Adventures of Ronald McDonald. Introduced in 1972 as goblins, the Fry Kids are small, shaggy, ball-like creatures with legs and no arms who try to steal other characters' French fries.
In 1998, Fry Kid number 1 is yellow, Fry Kid number 2 is red, and Fry Kid number 3 is blue.
Bernie the Early Bird, performed by Felix Silla 1979 to 1986. Patty Maloney 1986 to 2001, voiced by Russi Taylor in the commercials. Christine Cavanaugh in The Wacky Adventures of Ronald McDonald, a yellow bird wearing a pink jumpsuit, flight cap and scarf, who was introduced in 1980 as the first female character.
Made to promote the company's new breakfast items, she is depicted as a poor flyer and a somewhat clumsy person in general.
The Happy Meal Gang, introduced in 1979, they were joined by the McNugget Buddies in 1984 and the Happy Meal Box and the Underfree Toy in 1992.
They consist of the Happy Meal hamburger, voiced by Bob Arvigas and later, voiced by Jim Cummings, the Happy Meal fries, voiced by Jeff Winkless and later, voiced by Bob Bergen, and then Tress McNeil. And the Happy Meal drink, voiced by Al Smith and later, voiced by Bill Farmer.
The Happy Meal box character was never voiced, but became a standalone part of marketing campaign for Happy Meals during the 2010s.
Uncle Grimacy, performed by Robert Towers, voiced by Lenny Weinberg, introduced in 1977 for an advertising narrative of McDonald's both in celebration of St. Patrick's Day and to mark the annual appearance of the Shamrock Shake. He is depicted as Grimace's uncle.
Cosmic, performed by Tommy Vicini, voiced by Frank Welker, an alien who appeared in commercials during the mid-1980s.
Cosmic was a character in the video game MC Kids.
The character was used as an inspiration for the spin-off restaurant Cosmics.
The McNugget Buddies, variously voiced by Greg Berg, Pat Frilly, Katie Lee, Pat Music, Don Messick, Hal Real, and Frank Welker in the commercials, Pamela Adlon, Lisa Raggio, and Charlie Adler in The Wacky Adventures of Ronald McDonald, a bunch of anthropomorphic regular-sized chicken McNuggets, who were introduced in 1984.
In 1998 to 2003, McNugget number 1's comb, arms, and boots are blue, McNugget number 2's are red, and McNugget number 3's are purple.
Bernice, performed by TaBNWNE and Tony Armado, a strange creature that was introduced in 1992, and that ate inedible things like the script in the three-part Ronald McDonald Back in Movies commercial.
Vulture, an unnamed vulture who spoke in a monotone voice.
Sunday, performed by Vern Troyer, voiced by Dee Bradley Baker, Ronald's dog who has appeared only in The Wacky Adventures of Ronald McDonald, where he was animated with puppetry.
The animatronic Sunday was created by Optic Nerve Studios, Incorporated.
Troyer was assisted in performing Sunday by puppeteers Mark Garbarino, Brian Blair, Russell Shingle, and Sean Smith.
One commercial involving Ronald using the McDonald's sign as a pogo stick depicted Sunday as an actual dog.
I Am Hungry, voiced by Jeff Lupiton, a short-lived McDonald Land character who was introduced in 1998 and was dropped in 2001.
Self-proclaimed as the Vice President of Snacking, the character is a floating, fast-moving green fuzzball with orange arms and a monstrous face who has a big appetite.
Mike the Microphone, a one-time character, created especially for the Kid Rhino albums Ronald Makes It Magic and Ronald McDonald, presents Sully Sing-Along.
Voiced by Larry Moran.
These characters have not appeared since the 1980s, and the reason remains unknown.
Though many assume it had something to do with a lawsuit, this might be incorrect as Mayor McCheese and Officer Big Mac both appear in the 2020 Funko McDonald Land Pop Vinyl figures.
Mayor McCheese, performed by Lee Curtis from 1971 to 1979, Jerry Marin from 1980 to 1985, voiced by Howard Morris impersonating Edwin in the commercials. Bob Jones impersonating Win in The Wacky Adventures of Ronald McDonald, an enormous cheeseburger-headed character who first appeared in 1971 and was removed in 1985.
He sported a top hat, a diplomat sash, and a pair of pince nez spectacles and was portrayed as McDonald Land's bumbling and incompetent mayor.
He was the subject of a lawsuit filed by Sid and Marty Krofft for similarities to H.R. Puffstuff. Specifically, both were characters with enormous heads who served as the elected leader of a fantastical setting.
Officer Big Mac, performed by Jerry Marin, voiced by Ted Cassidy, introduced in 1971 and dropped in 1985. He is similar to Mayor McCheese in appearance in that he has a large burger for a head.
In his case, his head is a Big Mac, minus the vegetables and special sauce, rather than a cheeseburger.
Officer Big Mac is the chief of police, and as such he wears a constable's uniform, with a disproportionately small custodian helmet resting atop his head bun.
As the main source of law and order in McDonald Land, Officer Big Mac spends most of his time chasing Hamburglar and Captain Crook.
Captain Crook, performed by Robert Towers, voiced by Larry Storch in 1971 to 1983, TaBNWNE in 1984 to 1985. A pirate captain who was introduced in 1971 as one of the main antagonists and dropped in 1985.
Captain Crook steals filet-o-fish sandwiches and often interprets Hamburglar's gibberish.
He was revised in 1984 with a Muppet-like appearance, even being voiced by TaBNWNE, a puppeteer on numerous Muppet productions. And later became simply known as the Captain, where he has appeared and operates the SS And later became simply known as the Captain, where he has appeared and operates the SS Filet-O-Fish.
And the Professor, portrayed by Lou Wagner, voiced by Andrei Stoika, a scientist who is McDonald's lens inventor and researcher.
He was introduced in 1971 and has invented different devices throughout McDonald's land, such as the psychedelic electronic hamburger machine, which made only pumpkins, for some reason. The dinner gun, an invisible car that helped Ronald McDonald get to McDonald's to meet with the kids, a magnetic bat, and the chicken McNugget Diplomatic.
In his first appearances, he was a bespectacled man with a beard, neck-length hair, and a hat.
In the 80s, he was a bespectacled man with a mustache, a long nose, and a helmet with a light blue on it.
The character was dropped in 1985. Ronald McDonald appears during a child's birthday party at a McDonald's in one scene of the film Mac and Me.
Whoa!
He is portrayed by Squire Friddle, who played Ronald in commercials during the latter half of the 1980s.
Mayor McCheese makes appearances in 3 episodes of the Fox animated television series Family Guy, Believe It or Not, Joe's Walking on Air, Road to the Multiverse, and Valentine's Day in Quahog.
In all 3 episodes, he is voiced by John Wiener.
And Clerks, the animated series, featured the fictional Mayor and Chief of Police of Leonardo, New Jersey wearing costumes, based on Mayor McCheese and Office Big Mac, respectively. Both had been going to costume parties when the episode's plot. A deadly virus supposedly being released into Leonardo occurred, and in the case of the Mayor he was unable to remove his costume when the zipper got stuck.
Steve, Dave, and Walt asked Big Mac if this administration will ever bring the Hamburglar to justice, while a reporter inquires as to whether or not Grimless is immune to the virus. Nothing can kill the Grimless.
Mayor McCheese was voiced by Al Franken, while Officer Big Mac is voiced by Mike McShane.
On the DVD commentary, Kevin Smith indicated that had the show gone past 6 episodes, Mayor McCheese would have been kept as a recurring character, with him always in his costume. Always being on his way to or from a costume party.
In 1992, basketball player Michael Jordan became the first celebrity to have a McDonald's value meal named after him.
The McJordan, a quarter pounder with pickles, raw onion slices, bacon and barbecue sauce, was available at Chicago franchises.
In March 2014, a special Strike 6 mix by LeBron James, Flavor of Strike featuring the flavors of lemon, lime, orange, and cherry, debuted just before the NBA playoffs.
James' endorsement of Sprite has also included the seasonal cranberry and winter spiced cranberry editions of the beverage.
James' deal with Coca-Cola and Sprite ended in 2020, with a new partnership with Pepsi and Mountain Dew launching in 2021. In September 2020, McDonald's partnered with rapper Travis Scott to release the Travis Scott Meal, a quarter pounder with cheese, bacon, lettuce, pickles, ketchup and mustard, medium fries, with barbecue sauce, and a Sprite, nationwide.
Scott designed new uniforms for McDonald's employees and released Cactus Jack merchandise using vintage visuals from the fast food chain's history.
The company followed up with the J. Galvin Meal, a Big Mac with no pickles, fries with ketchup, and an Oreo McFlurry in a partnership with reggae singer J. Galvin.
LeBron James has been a spokesman for McDonald's from 2003 to 2017, while co-endorsing Coca-Cola Sprite since early in his career.
In 2021, McDonald's partnered with Korean boy group BTS to release the BTS meal in 50 countries around the world, starting on May 26 in select countries.
The meal consists of a 10-piece chicken McNuggets, medium fries, medium Coke, and for the first time in the United States, 2 spicy dipping sauces, sweet chili and Cajun.
McDonald's and NASA explored an advertising agreement for a planned mission to the asteroid 449 Alberta. However, the spacecraft was eventually canceled. McDonald's entered the NASCAR Cup Series in 1977, sponsoring Richard Childress for one race.
Between the years 1977 and 1986, McDonald's would only sponsor a handful of races in a season.
In 1993, McDonald's became the full-time sponsor for the number 27 Junior Johnson & Associates Ford, driven by Hot Strickland.
In 1994, Strickland was replaced in the car by Jimmy Spencer, who would go on to win twice that season.
The following season, McDonald's would move over to the number 94 Joliet Racing Ford, driven by team owner Joliet.
McDonald's stayed with Elliott until the 2001 season, when they moved again, this time to the number 96 TTI Motorsports Ford, driven by rookie Andy Houston.
However, when the team failed to field a car for the entire season, McDonald's became absent from NASCAR until 2004, when it joined Evernham Motorsports as a part-time sponsor for drivers Elliott, Casey Kahn, Elliott Sadler, AJ Mendinger, and Reed Sorensen until 2010. During the 2010 season, McDonald's would enter its longest partnership with a team at Chip Ganassi Racing, sponsoring the number 1 Chevrolet, driven by Jamie McMurray until his final race in the 2019 Daytona 500.
McDonald's moved to CGR's number 42 of Kyle Larson, whom the company sponsored until his suspension in 2020, and also had a one-race partnership with Richard Petty Motorsports number 43 Chevrolet driven by Bubba Wallace in 2019 and 2020.
McDonald's continued working with a number 42 under new driver Ross Chaston in 2021 and also joined Wallace's new Team 23XI Racing as a founding partner. McDonald's is the title sponsor of the McDonald's All-American Game, All-Star basketball games played each year for top-ranked amateur boys and girls high school basketball graduates in America. McHappy Day is an annual event at McDonald's, during which a percentage of the day's sales go to charity.
It is a signature fundraising event for Ronald McDonald House Charities.
In 2007, it was celebrated in 17 countries: Argentina, Australia, Austria, Brazil, Canada, England, Finland, France, Guatemala, Hungary, Ireland, New Zealand, Norway, Sweden, Switzerland, the United States, and Uruguay. According to the Australian McHappy Day website, McHappy Day raised $20.4 million in 2009.
The goal for 2010 was $20.8 million.
In 1995, St. Jude Children's Research Hospital received an anonymous letter postmarked in Dallas, Texas, containing a $1 million winning McDonald's Monopoly game piece.
McDonald's officials came to the hospital accompanied by a representative from the accounting firm Arthur Anderson, who examined the card under a jeweler's eyepiece, handled it with plastic gloves, and verified it as a winner.
Although game rules prohibited the transfer of prizes, McDonald's waived the rule and made the annual $50,000 annuity payments for the full 20-year period through 2014. Even after learning that the piece was sent by an individual involved in an embezzlement scheme intended to defraud McDonald's. Refugees are poor people in Hong Kong, Japan, and China who use McDonald's 24-hour restaurants as a temporary hostel. We will continue this topic about McDonald's in final part 7. So stay tuned for more of this topic.